Everybody, weather extra for you. 4:30 newscast starts at 5 o'clock. Temperatures have been really hot today and very humid, 90s, and feels like at one point I think it was 103 in Florence and 101 in Huntsville, and certainly as advertised, the heat and humidity playing out. Also as advertised was a chance for a few isolated showers, downpours, thunderstorms that would be extremely isolated, and we have that happening as well. Most of the rain this afternoon has been actually falling in Coleman County near Baileyton and Holly Pond on the east side of I-65, which I don't think affected Rock the South at first, and then a few of the storms crossed over I-65 and they're in that vicinity now. The strongest cell is actually south of Coleman and near Aniana, and it's now towards the Birmingham area. There's also a few showers and a few downpours here in Huntsville. We just had one here at the station at 410, 412, and it was pouring pretty good. I could hear it on the roof in the studio. And there's also a scattering of showers down towards New Hope and also up towards High Top, where there could be a little wind with that cell, gust to about 30 miles an hour. I'll take the graphics full for you, and I'll zoom into a couple locations that have a few showers. Huntsville, it was crazy. Our Parkway camera, which is like where the 565 merge and the Parkway is, like where you get onto 565, was dry, but we were pouring rain here. We're like literally maybe 5 minutes away from there, not even, like 2 minutes away from there. So kind of crazy where these summertime showers and storms will pop up, certainly playing out like that today. But if you're driving through the medical district on 431 right now, some heavy rainfall before you approach the Parkway. 231 south of Huntsville on your way to the bridge down towards Hobbs Island Road. Picking up some moderate rainfall there. A few showers near Owens Crossroads. Also into the Gurley area, east, also Flat Rock, Pleasant Groves, and then there's that one cell up towards High Top that has some winds 30 miles an hour. Nothing is severe, but certainly will do two things. It will make you wet, and two, it will cool you off and drop the temperatures back. It's not going to cut the humidity out, but it's going to take the temperatures back a little bit. If you have a thunderstorm, you won't be at 90. You'll probably be in the 80s. And our temperature graphic is a really good example of what a thunderstorm can do to your temperatures, right? So these are the actual air temperatures right now. 95 in Decatur, 94 in Huntsville, 98 in Athens. That's not even including the humidity. It is stifling out there. But look at the temperature in Coleman, though. It's 77. I promise you there's no cold front there. It's just the thunderstorm cooled off the air. It's only in the upper 70s right now. So a tremendous difference in temperatures from east to west to north to south. And if you had a thunderstorm, it's not quite as hot. If you haven't had a thunderstorm, it's still pretty steamy, right? In Huntsville, obviously, we had a shower and storm here that brought some heavy rain, but it didn't hit the airport. So the airport's still at 94 degrees. So it just depends on your location. The dew points are ridiculous. That 80 in Albertville is probably not correct, but you get the gist. Anytime your dew point is above 70, it's incredibly humid. Mid 70s is ridiculous. Upper 70s is just stifling. And so when you take the temperature and you factor in the humidity, besides the Coleman cool down with the thunderstorm in that vicinity, we've had heat index values as high as 103 and 104 today. And we'll do this all over again tomorrow. Very summer-like pattern will continue as we go into the next couple of days. So any evening storms that are still lingering, they'll end. And then just patchy fog overnight, low 70s. A lot of times when you have this kind of pattern, you'll have fog develop at night, especially for locations that have had some rainfall today. You'd be more prone to having a little bit of fog than other locations. So you wake up on Sunday, foggy, and then we pop the sunshine and we literally do it all over again. Temperatures in the mid 90s, feel like temperatures 100 to 105. And there is a slight chance of a storm again tomorrow. We kept the percentage way down, and I think we did a good job covering the storms, but not telling everybody they were going to get soaked. And more areas today certainly were dry than got wet. But if you had a shower or storm, it could happen again tomorrow. If you missed out today, you can still have one tomorrow as well. The temperatures very warm into the mid 90s tomorrow. And I'm trying to get the 10-day graphic up for you. And I'm trying very hard to do that. And I can't get the 10-day up. For some unknown reason, I cannot get the 10-day up. So temperatures for the most part, I'll just wing it. I can't get the 10-day up. My graphic's stuck. But the 10-day forecast is a lot of that right there. So take a snapshot of your Sunday forecast and just insert it into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, because that's what all 3 days are going to be. In fact, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday will probably be just a touch hotter. I think more dew points will be up in the upper 70s by the middle of the week. And it's going to be stifling for a couple of days. Those Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday days will be certainly the dog days of summer, but early in June. As you go into next week on Friday, front comes through. That will probably change the pattern. Get some showers and thunderstorms in here by the end of the week. And then after you get that in, that will probably drop your temperatures back for the following weekend. But still be upper 80s. It's not going to be like cool. It's just going to be not as hot, which will be a nice change of pace. So temperatures themselves, the headline, the thunderstorms and heavy rainfall, kind of secondary. But obviously, if you had outdoor plans today and you were in Baileyton or you were in South Huntsville or you were in Woodville and you had a picnic going, that rain's going to pack it all in. Once it moves out, you can go right back outside again. But it'll be still really humid, though. So what we got going on? 4:37 p.m. Hi, Sarah. So much for an afternoon of swimming. It poured down rain and there was thunder and lightning. Yeah, that was the concern today. Was a lot of people were probably going to go on boats. They're probably going to be on the water. They're probably going to be fishing. They're probably going to try to jump in the pool. And for 99.9% of the area, it worked out just fine. But for a couple of those areas that had the rainfall, had to get inside. I talked about that on air at length this morning and said, hey, it's a pool day. But just keep an eye on the radar because if you have one of those little rogue storms that comes your way with some lightning, got to get out of the pool. You don't want to be in the pool with lightning. That would be bad. Hi, Susan Carpenter Hayes. How you doing? She says it's an emoji. I think that's hot. Yeah, very, very sticky stuff. So we got a 5 o'clock newscast coming up. And then we're on at 6. We have a full slate of shows, of course, this weekend. And then we're on again at 10. And I will be on for those. Scheduling-wise, I will be back in the morning to talk about probably that fog that's on that graphic right there. Also talk about the hot temperatures, and I'll be saying the word hot like a million times for the morning show. And then I will be back again tomorrow night as well to cover the night side for what are our shows tomorrow night? 6 and 10, I do believe. I have to check that. I don't work very many Sunday nights, so you have to bear with me for just a moment. But, yep. Tim Bryant says, air conditioning at some businesses are struggling. Yeah, the air conditioning. You never want the air conditioning to struggle on a hot day like this. That's bad. Yeah, I don't know why the air conditionings would be struggling, but maybe not cooling things off enough for people. Maybe that might be what it is. I'm not sure. But yeah, air conditioning, ways to stay cool, common sense stuff when it comes to heat and humidity. You know, I always say this. I said this morning on Weather Extra. You know your own body. Like, I'm not going to go outside and run a marathon right now because I'll probably pass out after the first like 10 feet. But there are people out there who are trained and are in shape and can go out there and do that, and they're good to go. For others, I mean, everybody has their own threshold with heat and humidity, and sometimes it can be unbearable, and sometimes for other people, they just, 95 and feels like 100, I'm going to go outside and do everything I normally do. And there's some people who are like, I'm going to stay inside all day and stay cool. It's the best thing I can do. And yeah, it's the way it works in the summertime for sure. Summer arriving yesterday at 9:42 p.m. This is the first full day of summer and certainly did not disappoint. And tomorrow will be the same thing. So same kind of forecast for the rest of the week. I'm going to go get the 5 o'clock show ready and get ready to go on air. Everybody have a fantastic evening. If you're going to be going out and about this evening, good for you. Maybe a little dinner, maybe going to see some friends, whatever. Just a few isolated showers through the evening hours, but most areas will stay dry. And it's just going to be incredibly humid, muggy, whatever you want to call it, through the evening into the overnight and for the day tomorrow. Have a good one, everybody.